Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our class, and this is Teacher Gwen. Charis. Okay, now for tonight's lesson is we are going to talk about grading and feedback. Now let's start with grading. So grading is the process of connecting a student's performance with specific, often institutional criteria and standards. So we're not just going to grade someone based on their appearance, but at the same time sa level of performance isa ka estudyante. So first is it communicate achievement. So it provide a summary of a student's mastery of skills and content to students' parents and other institutions. Second one is it provide information for self-evaluation. Now it helps students understand their current level of performance relative to learning goals. So for example, if feeling nato kahagbungon na ta, makita nato na sa ato ang midterm grade na, oh, kinahanglan na gid ta maning kamot guys. Kay, ang ato ang grado, murag nagkapiyot na lang gid siya sa 75. Okay, now let's have our next page. And at the same time, grading also helps administrative uses such as informed decisions about promotion, even graduation sa mga graduating students, and at the same time, eligibility. For example, sa civil service examinations, right? So na sila specific grading nga ginasunod para makapasar ta. Okay, now let's move on to feedback. So it provide information to learners about their performance intended to help them learn and improve. While all grading offers a form of feedback, effective feedback is often more detailed and formative. Now let's have characteristic of effective feedback. First one is goal reference. Okay, now let's talk about goal reference feedback. Okay, now if you're going to talk about goal reference, it tied directly to specific performance goals or learning objectives for the assignment, right? Second one, it must be tangible and transparent. So, framed in understandable terms, clearly identifying specific changes, a student can make vague praise like good job is not helpful. So, as we all know, if we are going to provide feedback, it must it mustn't be always positive, okay? But if we are going to give someone feedback, especially it's negative, it must be kanang compose, okay? It should be in a form of positive composure, but in a negative way, okay? For example mo, ano to nga, hala, di mao yung grammar. Instead of saying that, we are going to talk to the student and say it directly like, maybe next time we should choose a grammatically correct sentences, right? So it should be tangible and transparent, but at the same time, kanang positive and composed. Okay? Kay, if masobraan na po tag storya of too much negative words sa kastudyante, napad na impacts ela like lower self-esteem, ingon na lack of confidence na din sila. But always remember, guys, that given nga gihatagan ta og feedback nga ingon ana, it should be kanang used in a positive way. It should be kanang, for example, edge nimo nga ma-improve imong kaugalingon, okay? Kay in a professional setting, wala na tay mga good job, guys. Wala na praise. If you want to be an efficient and at the same time effective worker, you should accept negative feedback from your co-workers. Kay di man nato always makita atong sayop sa tong kaugalingon. Okay? Now, the ultimate aim of feedback and grading is to encourage students to take charge of their learning and focus on improvement and at the same time mastery. Not just the final score, but at the same time our evaluation to ourselves. Okay? Because as we all know, ang pinaka-edge gyud nato sa ubang tao or sa tong schoolmates or sa tong future co-workers is ourself. Okay? Always remember that one. Always accept negative feedback and use it in a positive way. Okay? Now, that would be all for tonight. Thank you. We are proud of you of your achievement. We smarter and excited about our future prospects. Thank you, and you have a good